Okay, are you on, Jack?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, hold on. Let me try to get my webcam working.
It's all black. Can you see my ugly face, Will?
Oh my!
Yeah, I know. Probably couldn't process it. That's why it's always freezing stuff, just because, my face is just so ugly. The camera can't process it good enough.
This is dumb.
Yeah.
And that's why we only have the audio and we don't show our faces, is because it would get banned because of the obscene graphic images.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got you. All right. Welcome to the gpodcast, everyone. I'm Will.
And I'm Ugly Jack Attack.
I'm Jonathan.
Today, the gpodcast is a multi-topic show. We're talking about The Lion King in 3D and is George Lucas ruining the Star Wars films or helping them? Or just has problems of his own? Anyway, Lion King 3D. I think we've all seen the movie. John and I saw it in 3D. We know you didn't.
I did not get to yet, but I will see it. That's Lion King's a classic.
Yeah, I'll say this. The 3D conversion job was actually really, really good for a 2D movie. Especially, 2D hand-drawn. I was quite surprised. Yeah, because apparently Disney had intended to re-release Beauty and the Beast in 3D last year, and that just didn't happen.
I wonder how well that would have done.
Well, the ballroom scene is kind of well-known for being the first scene to rely completely on a computer in a 2D movie. An animated film. Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think The Lion King is a good movie to make in 3D because it's got all those giant landscapes. So the sense of depth is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, I've just got to admit this about The Lion King now. I don't see why everyone loves it so much. Every couple of years I watch it and see if I finally realize why everyone loves it. And I just don't. I mean, it's not bad, there are movies I like better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you... The story's a good one, I think, about how this guy, how he runs away, tries to, run away from his problems, and, how, and how he basically meets with his, deceased father, and how, he tells him he has a responsibility, and, how it's what he has to do. He has to go back and help, his kingdom, that's truly his, and then he comes back and he overthrows this evil tyrant, this Hitler-like tyrant.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say that the 3D in the movie was very good, considering it was made 17 years ago with 3D not at all in mind.
Good point.
Yeah.
You could tell they had to do a lot of converting. A lot of work on it.
Right. Well, what's your opinion of a movie itself?
I didn't love The Lion King, but I like it.
Yeah. Now, one thing, I know I'm the only one who's actually seen the Broadway show, because I went on a choir field trip. But,
nice.
Yeah, here's the thing. The Broadway show, with the exception of 2 musical numbers, is a carbon copy of the movie.
Oh.
Whereas, the Beauty and the Beast Broadway show is actually a little different. There's, a few extra scenes and musical numbers.
Yeah.
And,
it's based off of a book, isn't it?
Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little closer to the fairy tale than the Disney version, from what I've heard. And, in a couple of weeks, our choir class is going to Mary Poppins. And apparently it's a little closer to what Walt Disney originally intended for the movie. Which is going to be kind of interesting to see. But, we're just going to move on to the next topic, because most people have seen The Lion King. I don't think we need to dwell on this for too long.
Yeah, everyone knows it's just a classic they all love, and they did a good job converting it.
Yeah. So, my only complaint was there were some crying babies in the movie theater. Story for another time. Now on to is George Lucas ruining the Star Wars franchise. And I think we all know what we're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he helped breed lot more life into it with the prequels, though they weren't as good as the originals, of course.
Right.
You know, like, I don't know, probably like episode 3, episode 2, like, episode 1, like, it's too much CGI compared to, like, how the graphics for back then, for not using, like, I don't know, CGI, just being really creative in how they use what they have and not just computerizing so much stuff. That's it. Like, with that kind of stuff, it's good by even today's standards and how they made everything look real.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like every time they re-release the movies because they just come out on Blu-ray, they have to add some stuff to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares about Darth Vader shouting no as he's killing the Emperor.
That's that was the big thing, a part of why they boycotted it. And what were the other things, like the unnecessary and like I think that they probably found this kind of annoying too, was like the changed Craig Dragon Call, especially I think it fitted more too with like Knights of the Old Republic's Craig Dragon. And like the original one sounded more like something Obi-Wan could do, granted though he has the Force, so go
Right.
Enhancing his vocal cords.
True. Now, just hypothetically, because the movies are coming out in 3D starting in February, in Episode 4, when Darth Vader kills Obi-Wan, are they going to add, before they kill him, Darth Vader slashes his head off so it flies out into the audience, then kills him?
Oh well.
Well, I wouldn't put it past him.
I'll tell you one thing though,
I
like
know.
on the Blu-ray
Lightsabers.
topic though, how Darth Vader yelled no, and that just got annoying to fans. The thing is though, once you already like, that just kind of annoys them because it doesn't fit with this image of Darth Vader that they like. The Darth Vader that they know for so long. Like Episode 3 was bad enough. Now they're boycotting the Blu-ray because of that. But since it was originally supposed to be in there, maybe it could have worked, I think, as if they had it in there the whole time. Because then, like, it would have, like, flowed better at the time to that whole change of character that was going on with him. Though, at the same time, it may have been a bit much, too. But regardless, if they had done that, that's what they should have done, especially if they wanted to add that no into the third movie, because that was just too much of a change from the Darth Vader of the original movies.
Yeah, I think George Lucas is trying a little too hard to tie some of the elements of the prequels into the originals by adding this stuff.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not buying the Blu-ray in general, I never was going to, so this doesn't affect
It's
me.
not even worth it. I mean, with the kind of internet streaming you get these days, with like all the other mediums of being able to watch those movies, Blu-ray isn't even that special anyways.
Well, 3D Blu-ray is, but that'll come out when those 6 movies come out.
Yeah.
And you know, we have a 3D TV, so that won't be an issue, but that's a story for another time. Bought it for $600, but we'll tell it later. Anyway, now it's funny, because George Lucas justifies these changes by saying this is how I envisioned it. Whereas about a week ago, E.T. is celebrating some anniversary and it's coming out on Blu-ray. Steven Spielberg apologized for the changes he made in the 2002 re-release. The big one being the police officers were carrying walkie-talkies instead of guns. He's putting that back in.
Yeah.
So to be fair...
I don't know. Well, I don't know. George Lucas maybe thinks, at least, especially for good business, you know, maybe like he was thinking fans could possibly like it, but they don't.
Right. Like you said, if it had been in there originally, I think people would have enjoyed it. It would have made more sense in Episode 3 when he shouts no.
Yeah, people wouldn't have been so bothered by it, but maybe, I don't know, maybe people like overall like it better if they don't even have, if he has no. I think probably that was a better choice. But if you're even gonna have the know-it-all, it should be in the 6th movie is what, and then in the 3rd movie you can have that. But it's either all in there when it gets released or not, or it isn't.
Exactly. And I know there are smaller changes here and there, but I don't really know too much about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know,
I don't remember. They didn't look like real big and that much importance of changes like that. Those are really the reasons why fans were complaining. The no was the big thing.
right. Well, a few people think George Lucas is kind of shunning how he originally did it, because about 4 or 5 years ago, they re-released the movies how they originally were on DVD as limited editions, and they pulled them off the shelves pretty quickly, as I recall. They were supposed to be available from like September to Christmas, and they kind of started pulling them off in late October, from what I was hearing.
Oh wow!
Yeah, for some reason, George Lucas has always said he wishes he could go back and change all this stuff that he can't now. So
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe that's just the way you gotta live with it, I guess. I mean, Kiefer Sutherland, who plays Jack Bauer on 24. I remember watching a commentary on one episode, and it was the first time he had ever watched the move 24.
Oh.
Because the thing is, it's because he would notice so many things he wished he could have done, and just all of that. He just wants to avoid that. But the thing is, he's still such a great character. It was so successful, and they can make movies off of it, which they're talking about doing and all that, and they're getting serious about it. He still did a great job of the character. He doesn't need to go back and change it and risk tarnishing what came out great.
right, like Daniel Radcliffe won't watch the first Harry Potter movie because he's embarrassed by it.
Yeah, he's developed so much over time.
Yeah, well, that's understandable, but still.
Yeah, and he still did a good job. You just don't need to look back as much and let it bother you necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. But John, do you have any thoughts on this? You've been kind of quiet.
Well, I don't see the point of just adding new stuff. Why don't we just keep it the way the people liked it? I mean, if there was a change people didn't like and it was a real concept, then maybe, but...
Have you ever...
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen...
It's about money, I think, John, really is the thing. Also giving it a reason to, for people to get a limited edition, to get a Blu-ray.
Exactly.
And maybe fans that they think might like it better, but, if you're going to do that, you're taking risks.
Well, the studio is enforcing him. Have you ever seen the movie Close Encounters?
No.
The third kind? Well, with this whole thing about a mothership that comes down, and it's kind of this whole mysterious thing, they wanted to re-release the movie, and they had Steven Spielberg add scenes inside the mothership to get people into the theater. And Steven Spielberg did not want to do it, so when he re-released the movie the second time, he took those scenes out.
Nice.
Yeah, so clearly, this isn't the studio forcing him, because he wouldn't be putting these scenes in.
Yeah.
Right? And
that's another reason why.
Yeah. And most reviewers I've heard of a Blu-ray say it's pretty much everything you've gotten before on DVD, as far as the movies and the bonus features in Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two extra things here and there, but it's not really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is he ruining it? No, I don't think so. Ruining the franchise either, though, because of all the success, there's so many, other people, and he, I think, more or less he does, do a good job, I think, of letting, the right authors, the right, people to make the game, mostly authors, because the games didn't do well. There's some things that could have been better, other things that could have been worse, but still been the most successful movie franchise. So yes, I think so. With some of the books like Darth Bane and with Knights of the Old Republic, and how the MMO RPG, the Old Republic, is going to be World of Warcraft, become more popular. They predict. I think overall, with good things and bad things, overall he's doing good because he's at least chosen some people that do a really good job.
Right. Well, we're running out of time, so see you next time on the G Podcast when we will be talking about cheap sales gimmicks.
What?
All right, bye.
Stop the fight!
Tomorrow!